assistive devices that the ministry is talking about. So I'm really happy that we can donate a little bit to Bahamian community of disabilities. Hopefully with the awareness raising of everyone, and also with help and care, love and respect for the community from everyone. The community of persons with disability all over the world, whether in China or in Bahamas, all over the world, can really have a much better, environment for their living and work.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings, where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, school administrators withdrawing their services, but action by education officials bring a quick resolve. Also, President of the Hotel Union optimistic about the government's plans for the International Bazaar. And members of the Free National Movement planning a protest against GBPC. The PLP chairman says it's a little too late. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, school administrators nationwide have taken a stand by saying off the job today, highlighting long-standing delays and confirmations, but quick action following a meeting by education officials have resulted in the return of these members. Raven Davis reports.
Members of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union withdrawing its services, resulting in administrators nationwide choosing not to report to school today. Bahamas Educators Counselors and Allied Workers Union President Sandra Major telling our ZNS News team that this action arises from long-standing concerns regarding confirmations.
They've been dealing with the issues for a very long time, and so as a body, that's the stance that they took.
Major adding that many educators have been serving in acting capacities for years without receiving appropriate compensation. She notes it's a challenge that mirrors issues faced by teachers across the nation.
When somebody is of your first year probation, as a new teacher, when you come in, within a year, you're expected to be confirmed. So we do understand what they're saying about confirmations. We do hope that this resolves as quickly as it can, so that education can continue. But whenever somebody has a need and they see the need to raise in the fight for it, then let them do what is right for them.
Meanwhile, Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson also chiming in, emphasizing that local school operations proceeded smoothly today without significant disruption.
Schools are running smoothly. The teachers are teaching. The children are in their classes. So I'm very proud of the members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers and teachers throughout the public school system who today operated schools as usual.
Minister of Labor Pia Glover-Roll confirming that education officials met with BEMU today. She also notes that the Ministry of Labor was invited to mediate and that all outstanding issues have been resolved. Additionally, the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training releasing a statement that reads in part, several outstanding matters were addressed and resolutions were agreed upon. It is expected that all normal duties will resume on Wednesday, September 11, 2024. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Now, our ZNS News team also reached out to the president of the Bahamas Education Managerial Union, who have slated to have a briefing with union members on today's meeting with government officials. Well, the teachers union president is giving a different perspective on national exam results despite criticism from some quarters. For her, it is about recognizing small gains. Cleopatra Murphy has that report.
President of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, Sandra Major, is defending improvements in the national examination results after the BGCSE saw its highest increase in A to D scores in 5 years, a 3.28% improvement, and a 20% increase in A to C passes in 2024.
Through all that we have come through over the last 5 years, the trend is heading in a positive direction. It's going up. But my biggest thing is you have to measure the whole child, because we take an exam and what we're saying is the whole country based on the GLAT or the BJC or the BGCSE speaks to the whole country. But if a teacher brings a child up from a 1.5 to a 2 point, that's an improvement in the overall student.
She insists despite what you do, some students will never excel in academics as they have other talents. Major says mechanisms must be put in place to improve outcomes for different types of learners.
We must diversify the pathways and find another way to make sure include all the children in the country, not just the ones who may be the brightest or the ones who you must take the BJC, you must take the BGCSE. But what I've seen is teachers that work hard, teachers that go beyond, students that work hard, parents that work hard.
She suggests instead of BGCSEs for all students, some take equivalencies.
Instead of getting a BGCSE science, you have a certificate in auto mechanics, which makes sense to me, because then that child can take that certificate and take that to a job.
The union leader is adamant that student success is reliant on the combined efforts of all partners, including parents, students, and educators. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, as the government works to restore the island of Grand Bahama, the International Bazaar is part of the solution to revive the economy. The initiative led by the Minister for Grand Bahama is getting the green light by one of its stakeholders. Shalia Rule has the details.
What is now an eyesore once was a major shopping mecca in the 1990s. The International Bazaar was known for hosting tourists and locals alike for many years. Now, as the Davis administration is trying to breathe life back into Grand Bahama, the government purchased the bazaar and the Royal Oasis properties to transform the now dilapidated buildings to a $30 million Afro-Caribbean marketplace, an initiative led by the Minister for Grand Bahama. Darren Woods, the president of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, says that he hopes that this sale turns the bazaar back to its former glory.
I hope that the bazaar will be able to rise from the ashes. We all know the historical value of the bazaar and what it meant back in the day. I believe that this new ownership, it can return to an even greater glory and be something prominent again in Grand Bahama.
As the International Bazaar has been dilapidated for almost 2 decades, Wood says that he believes that the current state of the bazaar is hazardous.
It's just sitting there. It is an eyesore. And of course, if you're based down there in Grand Bahama, you know the hazard that it has caused in terms of fire and being there for vagrants.
In previous years, multiple investors tried to purchase the property, but the major problem has always been that past store owners are not able to come to a reasonable selling price. Wood says that the properties need to be appraised to find the true value. He also adds that he is hopeful that the government sale will get store owners to come to an agreement on a selling price.
I'm optimistic that the government may be able to use its business powers to get persons to agree. I'm optimistic, and when I said you've been here before, it was not on the part of the investor or the interested buyer where things fell through. It was on the part of the owners being able to come together and come up with, what is reasonable in terms of the value of their property.
Now, this African Caribbean marketplace is expected to infuse Caribbean culture with its African ancestral roots, making it an appealing tourist attraction. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Thanks, Shalia. Well, some good news tonight. Consumers of the Grand Bahama Power Company are breathing a sigh of relief as GBPC advised that all customers have been restored. The announcement made last night through a press statement, which reads in part, "We do not foresee interruption of services as we have added 7 new temporary generators to our fleet and returned a unit to service." The statement continues, "This increases our capacity during the peak load hours, which occur in the evening, helping to reduce the need for service interruptions." The release concludes that to further stability, we will be introducing additional temporary generators to provide added redundancy and ensure reliable power supply. Now, after months of frequent power outages, members of the Free National Movement are now speaking amidst the ongoing saga on the island and against the rate increase that the Grand Bahama Power Company applied for last month. The opposition holding a press conference on Grand Bahama today on the matter.
We want to register our complete and utter disappointment and dismay at the power company's service over these past few months. The load sharing has created and has disrupted the lives of the people of Grand Bahama.
What is going on now is totally unacceptable, and in my view, it is hard to accept the fact that the quality of services is going down and the persons who are offering these services are asking for an increase.
Now, these F&M representatives say a march is planned for Thursday, September 12, 2024 at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Well, the PLP chairman is labeling the Free National Movement's planned protest over the ongoing power outages and proposed rate increase by the Grand Bahama Power Company as a late showing. The chairman questioning the credibility and the timing of the F&M's stance on the matter, suggesting that their actions come well after the issues have been highlighted.
A day late and a dollar short.
PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell is questioning the Free National Movement's announcement of a protest at the Grand Bahama Power Company over ongoing issues affecting residents. Mitchell is criticizing the F&M's sudden activism, suggesting it appears to be more politically motivated than a genuine effort to address the concerns of Grand Bahamians. Mitchell pointing out that the F&M's planned protest comes weeks after 2 similar protests were held against the Grand Bahama Power Company, both attended only by Central Grand Bahama MP Hiram Lewis.
They called in Hiram Lewis about a week or so ago and hauled him over the coals for being involved in the last public demonstration that took place in Freeport. So it seems to me that this is kind of double speak that they're engaged in. And so fine, everybody who comes to the table and says they're opposed to it, great. But, you know, there's a credibility issue with relation to the leader of the opposition on this matter.
The chairman says that while the PLP welcomes all efforts to advocate for the residents of Grand Bahama, such actions should be rooted in sincere advocacy rather than opportunistic grandstanding. Mitchell also calls into question the F&M leaders' indecisiveness on the issues at hand.
Well, my feeling is that if you're against the rate increase, you should jump in with both feet and say that right at the start. You shouldn't be equivocating. And what he did was he equivocated. He said, oh, well, I'm against the increase. After, of course, the public demonstrations took place and Mr. Lewis showed up on the first demonstration, we heard nothing from him. And then as the pressure increased, he said, oh, I'm against the rate increase, but at the same time, I support the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Well, you know, this is having your cake and eating it too. You need to be clear.
As the proposed GBPC rate increase, hike in fuel surcharge, and frequent power outages remain hot-button issues in Grand Bahama, the debate has drawn strong responses from both political parties and the wider community. PLP chairman reiterates the government's firm stance on the matter.
We do not think that the Grand Bahama Port Authority has the jurisdiction to deal with this matter. This is a matter for IRCA. And that's our position, simpliciter, without any adornment or any garnish, anything. That is our position. And we support all those who oppose it.
When we come back, hear how 2 students are the recipients of scholarships courtesy of the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for back to school with Bellevue Business Depot. Enjoy 20% off store-wide and enter to win a laptop, smartwatch, or gift certificate when you spend $50 or more. Drawing is on September 21st. Don't miss out.
Freeport's Got Talent. Choirs, bands, and soloists. Register by Friday, September 13th. Event hosted in Port Micaiah Marketplace, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Freeport's Got Talent. It's a $5,000 grand prize. Brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Get ready for the ultimate showdown of intellect. 11 schools vying for the trophy, scholarships, and bragging rights. Battle of the Brains. Witness the excitement as young minds compete in math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Who will rise to the challenge and claim victory? This year, 11 schools go head-to-head in the Battle of the Brains 2024. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It's a chance they always wanted but never knew they would get. Now for two young men, the future looks a little brighter than it did the day before. Cleopatra Murphy explains why.
The long-held dream of soaring through the clouds is about to become a reality for 18-year-old Waco Deal and 22-year-old Brandon Stubbs, thanks to West Grand Bahama and Bimini Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith. Through a partnership with Grand Bahama Aviation and Flight Training Center, the duo are being afforded a year-long pilot training, and by the end they will be able to fly passengers, though not for payment.
Just being able to be that high in the sky, yeah, I always wanted to do that.
It's a great opportunity because from I was young, I always watched planes take off as a child. It always been a dream for me. It always been something I wanted to do, and yes, I plan on taking it straight to the commercial pilot, so I have to do what I have to do.
Smith says he is happy to assist the young man in getting started with a career. Next, he intends to scout the community to provide opportunities for two young women to help them with a career path.
A lot of families might not be able to assist their kids in getting a higher education. We also know that we also have BTVI, etc., that is free of charge. But again, they are limited in what they do, and not more from a skill level in terms of labor, in terms of carpentry, etc., etc. But again, what about the pilots?
Flight instructor Jamal Johnson, who will facilitate the year-long private pilot program, says the future is bright for the two.
So this is our first step into becoming a commercial pilot if they were to see that as a career.
District Administrator for West Grand Bahama, Leonard Dames Jr., says there are many instances where emergency flights are necessary, and he welcomes the initiative.
Throughout our islands, there are numerous homecomings, regattas, even on a regular basis. When there are accidents, medical emergencies, then there are accidents, and there are need for a pilot to be available so as to assist us in matters pertaining to that district.
The young men see this as an opportunity of a lifetime and say this is just the start of things to come. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, today is World Suicide Prevention Day, being marked under the theme, Changing the Narrative on Suicide. It's a phenomenon that impacts all races and social classes, with Grand Bahama touched on Friday when police say a 45-year-old man from Bazaar attempted to take his life. Cleopatra Murphy speaks about the issue with a local psychologist.
More than 700,000 people die by suicide every year, and that number breaks down to one death every 40 seconds. The statistics are alarming, but counselor at the Grand Bahama Resilience Center, Dr. Andy Lang, says a drastic action rarely occurs without the victim showing risk factors, sometimes fueled by mental illness.
Things like depression, anxiety, loss following a traumatic event, things like low self-esteem, also substance abuse or substance dependence can also serve as risk factors for persons contemplating suicide.
He says the Bahamas is getting better about recognizing mental illness, particularly with the number of suicides in recent times. According to police, suicides declined in 2023, with 6 reported compared to 8 in 2022, while a total of 80 attempts were made, women accounting for 45 of that number compared to 35 men. Lang says men are more likely to complete suicide.
Females are more likely to talk about what is going on with them. They are more tend to be more expressive than males. And so if they have an issue that is creating a lot of stress in their lives, they are more likely than men to talk about it. And because they are more likely to talk about it, they are more likely to receive the intervention.
For anyone contemplating suicide, Lang says you're never alone and implores, reach out to someone.
Look at many reasons you would have for wanting to stay alive. Look at the persons who might be depending on you to live another day. And then, of course, keep in mind that nothing lasts forever. And so whatever issue or issues you have that might be clouding your judgment at this time, delay it by a day, and then by another day.
If you suspect someone is contemplating suicide, the counselor says ask them directly and listen without judgment. As for local resources, there is the Grand Bahama Resilience Center that provides free counseling, the Department of Social Services, Health Social Services, and Health Psychological Services at the Rand Memorial Hospital for persons seeking help. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Well, Miko, coming up in sports, the track and field season is just months away. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
Grand Bahama, Wednesday, September 25th. We're remembering Obi with a One Love Gospel concert featuring Bishop Denzel Rowe, The Cooling Water, Oslin Jordan, Bishop Simeon Alton,
I'm pressing on.
West End Primary, Holmes's Rock Primary, Martintown Primary, and 8 Mile Rock High School. There'll also be special tribute. It's a One Love Gospel concert remembering Obi, September 25th at the 8 Mile Rock High School gym at 6:30 p.m. Be there.
Hey, y'all, what you doing? I'm reading an iVox book from the library. And I'm reading a Vox book. What? An iVox book is a storybook that moves with you. And a Vox book is a book that reads along with you. Ooh, let me see.
The Sir Charles Haywood Library introduces Vox and iVox reading books, a brand new collection of interactive reading technology, the first of their kind in the Bahamas for children. But wait, there's more. We're also introducing Overdrive, our digital library, where you can find books for teens, young adults, and the young at heart, with over 4,000 magazines for people of all ages and interests. Come on, bring your entire family. Swing by and give them a try. They're all available at the Sir Charles Haywood Library.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items, flashlights, and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit, a 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. Well, the track and field season is upon us, and some of the athletes from Invicta Track and Field Club is preparing for the season.
For this year, I'm looking for a new PB, hoping to make the Grifter team this year. I was really close last year, and I really hope that this year I can actually make it. Coach is a very wonderful coach. He helped me through my injuries. He helped me get to where I am today. I wasn't really a very fast runner, but now I actually have a chance.
I've been here for about 2 to 3 years now, and it's really helped me a lot, mentally and spiritually, because, you know, running track and field is not just about the talent, it's about the mental aspect of running as well. And when I practice and train a lot at home, and now I usually want to help and show what I got out on the track. And this season, I'm really wanting to show what I got.
I was a very passive runner, but coach helped me realize that isn't the way to win a race, so helped me become more aggressive and more humble as well. I was very cocky, so just made me more down to tune with everybody else and appreciate my competitors.
Next in sports, 16-year-old Bahamian sports photographer Ryan Seymour was trackside covering the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru. Ryan was the youngest photographer with official accreditations to cover the meet.
It's motivating to see people who I only thought I'd ever look at their pictures on something like Instagram, or just being so close to big athletes to where I can say I was there at my age. My biggest motivation for sports photography specifically was shooting alongside my mentor, Kermit Taylor. He's definitely helped me get the way I am, and he is the reason that I'm in Peru shooting the World Juniors.
For me, it's exciting to see that someone as young as he is want to pick up the interest in photography and sports photography. For years now, I've been the only one going at every international championship by myself. So it's interesting. It's exciting to see that somebody else now prepare to have that interest and commitment to continue it on.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
And now a check on the local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
And now it's time to ask GBPC.
Is there a controlled shutdown of the system?
Great question. During restoration, our generating plant and our transmission and distribution assets are our first priority. Following up would be our critical customers. These are our hospitals, our clinics, well fields, and ports of entry. Once we get those folks back up and running, we then move to grid stability. This is based on our load availability, and following up would be our large load customers and our residentials.
Jay Champagne and The Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live.
Saturday, December 14th at the brand new Hyatt Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm. Big birthday party with Taurus Riley. Live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jane Champagne and The Rhythm. Saturday, December 14th, 102.7 The Rhythm. Turns 3 with Taurus Riley. Live.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Pamela Lang, you are our Facebook friend of the night. We wish you a happy birthday, and we thank you for always watching, and we hope that you are enjoying a special day. And that concludes The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the news team here in the North, I'm Mariko Knowles. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marcellus Hall and LaDon Davis. Live, starting September 16th.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is this parking lot? You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, man. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big broke, and he got a sticker inside. This ain't this mud, though. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, safe and clean water. An historic day for Cat Island as a deal signed for 2 new water plants. Freedom short-lived for a convicted murderer and the culprit caught not far from where he escaped. Opportunities en masse as construction set to begin on Royal Beach Club Paradise Island. And in sports, Government League Basketball Final Four set. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Cat Island residents to say goodbye to water woes now that an historic agreement has been signed for the delivery of a fundamental necessity. For more on the story, we go now to our Devontae Hannah.
For the first time ever, over 1,000 homes and businesses on Cat Island will receive high-quality desalinated water as the Davis administration on Tuesday morning signed a heads of agreement with Consolidated Water to place 2 new desalination tanks on the island.
Each plant with a daily capacity of 90,000 imperial gallons of desalinated water
will ensure a reliable supply of safe, clean water.
The tanks, according to officials, will be placed in Bennett's Harbor in the north and New Bight in the south, coming at a $7 million price tag. A small price to pay, according to Prime Minister and Island Representative, the Honorable Philip Davis, who says Cat Islanders can expect more infrastructural works in the coming months.
Already, we have allocated over $32 million to install 95 miles of new water mains and 800 service connections in Cat Island. I am pleased to share that these works are well underway, with final completion slated for early 2026.
That project, the largest public-private partnership in Water and Sewage Corporation's history. This as Prime Minister Davis acknowledged the upgrades are long overdue. He, however, claimed the Free National Movement's Stop, Review and Cancel policy has slowed down the process.
The same water program that was started in 2016, we were able to arrange an $80 million loan from the Caribbean Development Bank for Family Island water improvements. This was one of them. They stopped it. And we're picking up now.
With the dotted line signed, it is history for Cat Island, in a nation now adjusting to the world with new record-setting temperatures annually, resulting in more frequent natural disasters.
With a 250,000 imperial gallon storage tank, wells, and backup generator systems, these facilities will not only provide day-to-day service, but will also be resilient in times of our challenge of crisis.
From here, Prime Minister Davis says construction on those two desalination tanks should begin as early as next year, first with the New Bight tank in April. And depending on environmental review, the Bennett's Harbor tank should commence by September. For the Bombers Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Now, on the sidelines of Cat Island's contract signing, the Prime Minister fielded questions from the media, one of them on the hot-button issue of campaign finance reform, and this on the heels of opposition leader Michael Pintard recently challenging the Progressive Liberal Party to lay out its list of campaign donors to verify the Grand Bahama Port Authority was not on it. Prime Minister Davis's response to the request, a simple one.
What's the priority for me now is to relieve the pain that my people are feeling right now, like providing fresh bottled water for people in Cat Island, Family Island infrastructure and development, and ensuring that I'm able to improve their lives. Campaign finance legislation ain't improve their lives right now. We've done a lot has to be done, and I'm focused on getting those things done to relieve the pain and suffering of some of our people. I will not disclose the donors to our campaign unless the donors will be willing to allow me to do it.
Well, after months of foreshadowing, 10 of 15 new ambulances today arrived in the capital to be sent across the country. On hand, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville says the vehicles were procured in Spain through a loan from the International Development Bank.
We are now meeting very aggressively to determine how they would be deployed to the various family islands and to support the EMT service here in New Providence. I'd also like to say that the PHA is also in the process of procuring another batch of ambulances for New Providence. And so some of these ambulances that we have earmarked for the family islands will remain in New Providence until such a time as the additional PHA ambulances arrive.
Inspecting the emergency vehicles, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis reiterated that when he took office, he met the healthcare system in a disappointing state that led to a commitment for a massive overhaul.
We are investing more than $500 million into the sector, not because it looks good on paper, but because it's what the Bahamian people deserve. 2 new hospitals are being built, and clinics throughout the islands are being upgraded, from the family islands to the capital. This is about making sure that when you or your loved ones need care, it's there, without question, without delay.
Over in Illustra, a day later, and the excitement from that $55 million loan agreement for the North Eleuthera International Airport hasn't faded one bit. Tonight, Corval Python reports on why the Davis administration's calling this a huge victory.
The historic loan agreement between the government and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia through its Saudi Fund for Development is being touted as monumental for Eleuthera. The Davis administration seems proud to celebrate reaching this deal, which will pump millions of dollars into the new North Eleuthera International Airport. Tourism Investments and Aviation Minister Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper is credited with playing a crucial role in bringing this moment to fruition.
Today's signing ceremony represent, as you've heard, the formalization of this $55 million facility on favorable terms, 2.5% interest rate, 25 years to repay. And get this, no payment for 5 years.
This partnership with the Saudi Fund for Development marks a turning point for Eleuthera and its people. For years, there has been talk about upgrading the North Eleuthera International Airport. But today, we are moving from talk to action.
The Prime Minister among those attending a special signing ceremony in Lower Bogue, Eleuthera on Monday. This deal is part of the government's Family Island Airport Renaissance project. For Eleuthera, the Prime Minister forecasts a bright future on the horizon.
The steady rise in air arrivals and international interests isn't just about visitors coming to enjoy the beauty of Eleuthera, but all about the Eleutherans people themselves, its economy, its culture, and environment that offers much to the world.
We're building a world-class facility. We're going to have the capability of accommodating 400 passengers a time in your departure lounge. Plus, there's going to be significant retail opportunities. And maybe I should also tell you that your departure lounge is going to be bigger than Exuma's.
The island's two MPs also both overjoyed seeing Eleuthera in the spotlight.
This is something that we've been waiting on for so long. This is like, I'd say about 25 years in the making.
You see, I live here. I travel through this airport every Monday morning and every Thursday afternoon. So this is a big day for us.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pifram.
Well, the Deputy Prime Minister not taking too kindly to the opposition leader publicly chiding the Davis administration for entering into a $55 million loan agreement with Saudi authorities, charging that the government's further entangling the Bahamas in bilateral debt without providing transparency to Bahamians. The deal, signed just yesterday, clears the way for the North Eleuthera International Airport to be transformed into a world-class, modern-day, state-of-the-art facility. While in a release this afternoon, the DPM, who doubles as Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, dismissed Free National Movement Chief Michael Pintard's comments as frivolous and unserious, adding that he is clearly an enemy of progress who appears so motivated to attempt to diminish the hard work of the government that he conveniently forgot he voted for the parliamentary resolution to approve the loans from the Saudi Fund for Development. Pintard adding that Cooper adding that during the budget debate would have been the appropriate time for Pintard to ask any questions he would have had before giving his approval for the government to borrow the money. Again, stressing the importance of the loans to revolutionizing Family Island airport infrastructure, the minister holds that he will not be distracted by Pintard's performances. Well, which Valley Boys faction will receive funding headed into the upcoming Junkanoo parades? Here's Youth, Sports and Culture Minister, the Honorable Minister Mario Boleg, with the answer.
Both the Valley Boys Junkanoo groups will receive seed funding in advance of the upcoming Junkanoo parades. Junkanoo is a cornerstone of Bahamian culture, and it is our responsibility to foster and sustain this vibrant expression of national identity. The ministry is committed to ensuring that all Junkanoo groups are empowered to fully participate and put on a spectacular display of creativity and talent for which our country is renowned.
Still to come, St. Thomas More goes orange. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush.
But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Hey, stop whatever you're doing and head to your favorite KFC. KFC is taking value to a newer, crunchier level with our new snack box, packed with one piece of juicy fried chicken, crispy fries, and a buttery biscuit, all for just $5.35. When you snack, you deserve to snack responsibly with the new delicious KFC snack box. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value and is finger-licking good.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right.
Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices? Yes. And with unlimited access to all types of different content.
You won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital. ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
A convicted murderer is tonight just where authorities want him, and that's in their custody. This after revealing that the search for Anthony Bethel had ended. As police reported last evening, Bethel escaped lawful custody at the Princess Margaret Hospital Monday while awaiting medical attention. Freedom short-lived, though, police confirming in this morning's release that Bethel was found without incident around 7:40 a.m. on Hay Street, just off East Street. The World Health Organization cites suicide as one of the top 3 leading causes of death among those between the ages of 15 and 29 years. But on this World Suicide Prevention Day, there is a call to action to start the conversation about how this issue is perceived, to shift from a culture of silence and stigma to understanding and support. Standing behind the movement, Bahamians were today encouraged to wear orange as a reminder that suicide prevention is a collective responsibility. Danielle Dean has the story.
As recent as last Thursday, a 45-year-old Grand Bahama man attempted to end his own life, ingesting over-the-counter pills and inflicting injuries. On Thursday, August 15th, a woman resorted to a similar method while at a beach on West Bay Street. Just days prior, a 19-year-old man was in an argument with a woman before two ingesting pills. And those just cases of attempted suicides within recent weeks, a truly troubling trend in the country. Sadly, the Bahamas is not unique.
I want to give some wider statistics for the region of the Americas. Every year, believe it or not, an average of 100,000 people die by suicide. And for every death, it's estimated there's at least 20 suicide attempts. That's 2 million attempts each year. The English-speaking Caribbean, getting a little closer to home, has actually the second highest suicide rate in the Americas, second only to North America.
Sharing those alarming figures, PAHO and World Health Organization representative for the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, Dr. Eldana Boyson, who further disclosed that between 2000 and 2019, there's been a sharp increase in females committing suicide, while nearly 80% of suicides in 2019 were males. Gambling addiction specialist and senior nursing officer with Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, Paulette Dean, added a different dynamic.
About 18% of persons with gambling addiction or other addictions, they stand a higher chance of committing suicide than other persons who do not use substance use or gamble. That is statistics. And of course, the connection is that, of course, persons with a gambling addiction or other addictions, they do not come forward for help because the stigma attached.
Local health professionals are determined to change the narrative of suicide, starting with Tuesday's symposium in recognition of World Suicide Prevention Day, also known as Orange Alert Day. The color signifying a heightened state of awareness where we all are encouraged to pay closer attention to the emotional and behavioral changes in those around us. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, you're never too old, or in this case, too young to join a good cause. Just ask organizers behind St. Thomas More Primary's decision to support Suicide Prevention Month. After all, it is about starting the conversation early. At St. Thomas More, mental health and emotional well-being are top priorities for STM Principal Dr. Renee Mortimer, who says ensuring the schools, even younger students, know it's okay to ask for help.
Well, our students know, and we say it every day, that, especially during our assembly, we let them know that we love them, we're here to support them, we're here to guide them, we're here to protect them. And so I think they have a wonderful relationship, wonderful rapport with their teachers, with administrators, and of course the guidance counselor. We have persons who come in, and so they are quite comfortable knowing that we're here to support them.
Teachers trained to recognize early signs of distress. The school is also working closely with parents to ensure the conversation about mental health extends beyond the classroom.
Self-care, and when we say self-care, we mean self-care of mind, body, and spirit. When we talk about the mind, we speak about positive words coming out of your mouth. Your body, taking care of your body, what you eat, having a good breakfast, having your fruits and your vegetables, having your water, staying hydrated, taking care of the body. And of course your spirit, knowing that God loves you.
On the labor front this evening, after roughly 8 months of negotiations, BTC and the Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Managerial Union this afternoon signed an historic 4-year collective bargaining agreement at the British Colonial Hotel. BTC's Director of People, Darren Turnquest, disclosing to the media that along with annual increments, employees will receive a 21% increase in their salaries.
In the first year, which is the year that's been passed, because this agreement would have started in 2023, would have been a double increment paid cash to every employee. And they will see that increment paid to them in cash on the 15th of this month. Ain't no stopping. We're on the move, right? It is followed by a 3% increase. And so the end, in 30 days, post the 15th, they will see a 3% increase on their salary for 2024. And in the year after that, they will see a 4% increase, followed by a 3% increase.
Drinkwest adding that this new deal not only impacts the front, but the back end of employees' benefits.
Everybody who's not had a move-in pension, who've been waiting for years or 6 years because they were at the top of their bar, they will now see a move on their defined benefit pension if they're part of that group, or their defined contribution pension. If you know the BTC defined benefit pension, you will know that we pay just over 19% of an employee's salary on the defined benefit pension. So imagine that increase coupled with the 19% of that increase now on your pensionable salary and other benefits such as life.
And that is one of my aim as president, to ensure that we understand that we can come to the table and collective bargaining has great potential, great power if we commit to it. So in this relationship, the union is committed to adhering to what we agreed to in writing.
In other news, Royal Caribbean teaming up with the Chamber of Commerce for a power brunch on board the world's second largest cruise ship, Utopia of the Seas, docked here at the Nassau Cruise Board. But as Corval Python reports, Royal Caribbean's Paradise Island project's development is what had mouths watering.
Royal Caribbean International is moving full steam ahead with its project, the Royal Beach Club on Paradise Island. As a matter of fact, it was announced here today that construction is set to begin in just a matter of days. So, this event on board the Utopia of the Seas is strategic for a company that is still trying to shore up support. So far, RCI has managed to get around all the roadblocks it's faced getting its Paradise Island Royal Beach Club project off the ground. Today, President Philip Simon had more good news to share.
Literally, we are hoping to begin this week. We will receive permits to get started on the civil works, the infrastructure works. So if not tomorrow, certainly this week we have plans to begin the little construction phase of the development.
With the support of the Chamber of Commerce, RCI is also hoping to win over even more of its skeptics. The Royal Beach Club, a 17-acre beach day experience on the western tip of Paradise Island, is a project originally met with considerable resistance. Those days now in its rearview mirror, and Simon now choosing to focus on the project's partnership with Bahamians and the opportunities it will create for small businesses. He's happy to remind that all of its service operations will be outsourced.
The JV model says that 49% of the development is Bahamian. And that includes government and, of course, the equity raise that we hope to do very shortly. And, of course, the 51% is the Royal Caribbean Group. But it goes hand in hand with this JV, this partnership model. We've been talking about it that says we are doing this together.
This past spring, Royal Caribbean Group and the government signed a heads of agreement ahead of a groundbreaking ceremony for the project. Hundreds of jobs for Bahamians are expected to be created both in the short and long term.
It's an amazing development on a very unique property that's going to be just something to witness for years and years to come.
The Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island is expected to be completed at the end of next year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Python.
Scorching temperatures possibly behind this year's more dangerous and intense hurricanes, according to Acting Director of the Bahamas Department of Meteorology, Jeffrey Simmons, who says local meteorologists are concerned about the above normal degrees recorded in the Atlantic in recent months.
The rain is always good for the farmers and clean the air, and all of that. But the heat, especially with the warm ocean, these, hurricanes is something that we don't like to see, but they are needed. These are things that actually help to take some of the heat out of our area, out of the tropics, and actually transport them to the poles. So the ocean currents the ocean temperatures, I should say, are very warm at this time, above normal.
We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports tonight, Government League basketball playoffs heating up. Details on how things went down ahead in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. Got that that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation's Fish and Farm Store has a new location to better serve you, its valued customers.
We have now relocated to the Soldier Road Industrial Park, which is our head office quarters. Our hours are still the same, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Store manager Sandra Butler adds that farmers particularly can take advantage of the store's offerings.
We provide herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, soils, fertilizers, seeds. Most of the seeds you would normally buy. We sell tomatoes, watermelon, peppers, cucumbers.
Okay, so say I am a first-time backyard farmer and I want to start a whole setup in my backyard from scratch. Can you walk me through which items I would need and how much would everything cost?
I'll probably start you off with something probably that's easy to grow, maybe a tomato. With that, you would probably purchase the potting mix, which is very good to start off with, or the Pro Mix, which is also very good to start. You use your seedling trays, which would start your plants off, and then you would transplant them afterwards. Probably about $40 to start off with just one crop.
So if you're seriously considering giving farming a try, BAIC's Fish and Farm Store is the best place to start. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is this parking? You ain't even know where to park? Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way park here. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things.
My bar big rope, and he get a stick inside. This ain't just mud though. We gotta move. This is honey gas. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't we can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Bahamian writer, director, and filmmaker Leonardo Newman taking us on a journey through his new film, Look Up Child. It's a drama starring Bahamian actors playing Bahamian characters. The plot follows main character Jasmine trying to pick up the pieces of her life after the devastation of Hurricane Dorian. As if that weren't enough, she struggles to navigate a broken relationship with her mother.
All right, so Look Up Child is a story about a fractured relationship between a mother and daughter. It's a story about why God allows suffering. It's a story about, people that suffer in silence. And really the motivation was wanted to give people hope. It was originally crafted in 2020, so it was right off the cusp of Dorian and COVID. And we really just wanted to try to make something that would give people hope, because the plan was to try to release before the year out. Didn't work out like that. But that's still the goal of the story, which is to give persons hope in the midst of so much loss or tragedy or traumatic events that happen all the time in our lives.
Diving a bit deeper, Newman spoke about what key message he hopes audiences take away.
To recognize that just because a lot of time has gone since an event, it doesn't mean people are still struggling with it. And it's really raising awareness of that and having real sensitivity towards persons that may have experienced traumatic events in their life, because you never know the long-lasting effects that these things can have on someone. And it's relevant for all of us, because at some point in our life we all will go through something that we did not want to go through and we wish that we never had. And so it's being aware that just like if you were in a position, like you might not heal in a year or two, and giving grace to people who you may think, oh, well, that happened from so long ago, why are they still crying about that? It's like you never know how people react, and I just think it's all about giving grace to each. I just think it's all about giving grace to each other.
You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Once I had a gal, she called me pain. Left me in the cold and pouring rain. So I decided to put her down. I took a trip to Cowboy Town.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from Alive Business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight access now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight access now with Marcellus Hall and LaDon Davis. Live, starting September 16th.
I say to you that there is a dire global health challenge at our gates in the global south. We have experienced an exponential rise in cardiovascular disease, chronic respiratory and infectious diseases, cancer, diabetes, air pollution, mental health challenges, malnutrition, and all of this while the climate crisis has impacted us and our environment and will continue to do so. We, the citizens of the Caribbean, are faced with a simple choice. What will our future be?
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Ragged Island, one of our far-flung islands that gets very little attention. The island nearly decimated following Hurricane Irma's passage 7 years ago, and the road to recovery has been slow. But as Corval Pyfrom reports, there are some signs giving new hope for the island's future.
A big day for Ashley Lockhart. She graduated from UB last spring and is starting her first school year as a teacher. She's thrilled, though the experience is a bit daunting, given the fact that Lockhart is starting her career as the sole teacher on Ragged Island.
This is my first time, actually having my own classroom, but I know that I can do it, so.
This is a big moment, too, for Ragged Island. There hasn't been a teacher on this island in 7 years. To be clear, there hasn't been a school either. So parents, too, feel this has all been way past overdue.
We're just happy that the process has started, that the children get the opportunity like every other Bahamian child in the Bahamas. So I'm excited.
This is Ragged Island, where it has been nearly 7 years since Category 5 Hurricane Irma nearly destroyed this entire island. Since then, work is ongoing. Buildings have gone up. There is construction happening, but you can see reminders of Irma's impact all around you. And the concern for many left this island after Irma, and how do you get them to return? Island MP Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, on a recent visit to Ragged Island, expressed optimism about its outlook. A new state-of-the-art school, a modern clinic, and a new teacher for the students who will now enjoy in-person learning are all signs pointing towards a rebound for this island.
What I find most refreshing is not just that the clinic is also 80% completed, but I see new construction. The private sector, individuals are coming back to Ragged Island. They're building magnificent homes, beautiful houses. I see at least 3 under construction now, which is really a positive for Ragged Island.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Patricia. We have partly cloudy skies once again this evening. Temperature 83 degrees. The relative humidity at 78%. Winds out of the east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,012.6 millibars. That's 29.90 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening: 80 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Torquay, and also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, in the Berry Islands, 84 degrees. Alistown, Bimini, 83. Harper Island at 85. Rock, Sandy, Lutra, 83 degrees. 85 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, and be picking up some 84s in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 85 degrees, 84s again in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Matchetown, Inago, 1 degree up at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Alive Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern Central Islands tonight through Thursday. Those winds are going to fall light and variable with seas around 1 to 3 feet. Now, your low tide, that will take place at 7:54 this evening with another low tide at 7:43 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast bombers through Thursday, winds east to southeast 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
You should know better. Yeah, you need to change your ways. What kind of move that you making? That's what the people say. But the way I move my body, make the boys them want to play. The way I jump into the music, I make the boys them say. Emily, you make me go crazy. Emily, you drive me insane. Every time you shake up, make
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.
What's the difference? Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof. From electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here. So for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a glove, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Thanks.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street. Open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
That's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Hoops starting us off tonight. Last night, D.W. Davis coming to life as the Government League basketball playoffs continued with 2 big matchups on the agenda. Both games could decide who was going to hold on and go to the semifinals. Of course, our Amajal Knowles was there for all the action and tells us exactly what went down.
The Snakes couldn't get any bigger last night in the Bahamas Government Departmental Basketball Association playoffs at the Donald Davis Gymnasium. Survive and advance or lose and go home. In the opener, the 8-seed Real Deal Rangers would try and pull off the monumental upset, facing the pennant-winning Nassau Flight Services Ballers. To the tape, NFS on the attack. Lamont McPhee would open things up with this triple. He had 19 on the night. McPhee on the break would find a cutting teammate for the easy 2. Ballers up 5 early. They'll continue to work the ball inside, finding their big man for this easy 2. Second half, Real Deal would manage to take back control thanks to their 2 stars. Craig Smith Jr. here of the jumper. He had 36 and 12 on the night. Equally as impressive, turning back the hands of time, Mark Hanna with the tough post finish. He had 36 and 10 to the fourth, just under 20 seconds to go. The Ballers would get the steal, and Dante Tinker would get fouled. He would go 1 of 2 from the stripe. He had 28 on the night. The Rangers would get a chance to win in regulation, but they too would be fouled and get to the line and make 1 of 2. Abel Joseph getting the pass from the outlet and would try to sink a deep shot for the win, but no good. To the overtime we go. The Ballers would get a clutch bucket with just under 5 seconds to go. For the Rangers, they would go back to their hot hand to try and take them to the promised land, but unfortunately it would be no good. Ballers avoid the upset and advance to the next round with a 98-96 win.
To the overtime, we just played our game. We take our time and we were poised. I had no doubt that we could have beat this team. But, you know, all season, we lost 2 games in the whole season. And both games, 1 in the regular season, 1 in the playoff, and both games were to this very team.
Real Deal head coach James Price in the loss, not mincing any words, critiquing what he described as a few missed calls at the end of the game that ultimately put his squad at a disadvantage.
What really going wrong is ICB have 3 referees. We come and they say they want 3 referees, and still they can't see. 3 referees, and the ball in the man hand, the buzzer going off. 3 referees, and the fella come over the back and knock the ball out of the ball. Nobody, 3 referees looking right. So why do we need 3 referees? We're paying money for nothing.
In the feature game, Laurentius Ambrista dropping 18 points to help the Bamboo Shack Patrollers nip the beat-up Challengers 67-66. Kareem Lightbourne Jr. added 15 and Darius Adams with 12. The Challengers would get 19 from Patrick Bryce and 13 from Rashad Woodside. So the semifinals are now set, and that will see the Police Crime Stoppers going up against the Baines and Grantstown Cybots and the Bamboo Shack Patrollers up against the Nassau Flight Services Ballers. Those games tipping off on Thursday. For NSO Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
All right, thanks, Alma. Well, New Providence Softball Association playoffs will continue this evening with 1 game on the agenda in the ladies division. Game 3, it is the best 3 of 5 coming your way between the R&B Operators and the Black Scorpions. That starts at 8 o'clock this evening. Of course, if the Operators win this game, they're up 2 games to 1. They have a chance to advance to the championship with that victory. We'll see whether or not they can pull it off and give you details coming up for you tomorrow. Track and field action returns to the Capitol this weekend as the Red Line inaugural cross-country and fitness run scheduled for this coming Saturday. That's going to be at the St. Augustine's College campus. The event scheduled for a 6 a.m. start, catering to all age groups, and will feature both runners and walkers as well. So if you can't run, you can definitely walk and just simply have some fun with that as it all goes down. That's it to check on sports for you here tonight. We do have a look at the weather. That's coming up right after this.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we continue to monitor Tropical Storm Francine in the western Gulf of Mexico. It's packing winds of 65 miles per hour, moving towards the north-northwest at some 7 miles per hour, and we expect a further shift towards the north with an increase in forward speed over the next day or so. And Francine could become a hurricane later on tonight, packing winds of about 70+ miles per hour, and that is expected to happen. And then it will make landfall sometime Wednesday evening along the coast of Louisiana, very close to the Texas border. But once it moves inland, we expect rapid deterioration of the system to take place. But nevertheless, storm surge will be a major factor with heavy showers and thunderstorms affecting the areas starting on Wednesday. And then over in the far eastern Atlantic, there are two areas we continue to monitor as well. The one in the far eastern Atlantic, it has a 30% chance of development over the next couple of days, and the one just ahead of that, between today and Thursday, thereabout, we're looking at about a 60% chance of those two systems developing, and they all are progressing quite nicely towards the west, so we'll keep our eyes on those two systems in the far eastern Atlantic. And our satellite pictures still showing us some ribbon of clouds and with embedded showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northwest and central Bahamas. So that will keep the cloud cover over us, and that's due to a stall-out frontal system to the north of the Bahamas, which will begin to lift towards the north by the middle part of this week. And we will continue to have these cloudy conditions until about Wednesday. Thursday, we'll start to see some clearing of the skies in the northwestern parts of our country. Tonight, we are looking at partly cloudy conditions, very warm with a couple of showers, even a thunderstorm in spots. Low temperature tonight, 81 degrees. And tomorrow, this is how things are going to shape up for you. The variable cloudiness will continue as a result of the presence of that stall-out frontal system to the north of us. And that, coupled with the daytime heating, we could see 1 or 2 spotty thunderstorms. High temperature, 90 degrees tomorrow. Your extended weather forecast shaping up like this. We're going to have those partly cloudy skies right through Thursday, as we promised you. But thereafter that, heading into the weekend, skies will open up, so we'll see lots of sunshine Saturday and Sunday, and even Monday with 1 or 2 brief showers taking place. Temperature-wise, we'll start to get you back into the 90s as of Saturday.
Well, thanks, Basil. Back to school for the head of state, who today paid a special visit on a group of extra special students. Matea Cunningham has the story.
And we're here at the Aaron H. Gilmore School for the Blind, where they got a special visit from Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia A. Pratt, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
It's important for us to know it's not where you are going. Just look at where you're going. You might be in a bad spot right now, but you're going somewhere. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't make it. You can make it. And you keep fighting. Hold your head high. Let them say what they want to say, but prove them wrong. Just prove them wrong.
Following this, we interviewed Mr. Rudolph Mayo, Divisional Commander for the Salvation Army.
Hearing that from the Governor General, Excellency, listen, it was an amazing moment for the school and the children. And this visit also was, listen, it is part of our history now, because this would have been the first head of state who would have visited the school, and we're happy she made that a priority to do so.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Matea Cunningham.
And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Thank you for watching, and good night.
It's time to grow your church. Time to extend your message to all the islands in the Bahamas, into the Turks and Caicos Islands, and to the world via the ZNS app and website. It's time to broadcast your church's services on ZNS TV. To help you with that, ZNS has some exciting new packages with very good prices. It's time to call 502-3813 for details.
We seem to remember our athletes when they make us proud at the finish line. Throw a Junkanoo parade when they return home, toss them a few dollars. And then forget about them until the next Members of the prestigious Fourth Estate should never sell themselves to any politician. Instead, keep their hands and noses clean in order to publish or broadcast the unadulterated truth. Well, that's how I see it anyway.
Read as I see it, exclusively at ZNSBahamas.com. New articles premiere on Mondays at 9 a.m.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of the human history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop.